No whistling, just humming?
Yeah, I guess it's like tradition at this point. The whistling.
The whistler.
Just gonna hang tight here for a few minutes while we wait for our guest of honor. Hang on, we're telling more followers to join your video. That's cool. Ain't going nowhere. Hello. We're a couple minutes early, so I'm just gonna hang out for a second while we wait for the man of the hour. It's not me. Da da da. Guess I probably should have thought of something to talk about if I was going to start this 2 minutes early, but I did not. I did not plan anything. Planned absolutely nothing.
I have the fucking hiccups. I'm so pissed.
Are you all right?
Yeah, they don't want to go away.
Do you need medical assistance?
Yes.
Okay. That's not something I'm capable of doing. Hey, Matt.
Thanks.
Do you want to come over here?
No.
Okay. Oh man. It's going to be a good day. This is going to be a fun one. Easton. I'm going to go ahead and see about bringing up our guest of honor in a second here. Awesome. Well, welcome to Strange Conversations. My name is Aaron. I'm one of the hosts of Hey Strangeness and Drum Roll. Did I do it right?
Hello.
Easton!
I heard you say this is going to be fun, and boy, that's, we'll see. Who knows?
Well, I intend to have fun with this whole situation.
I mean, yeah.
Can't speak for anybody else.
We're in the middle of packing up our house and doing some house showings, so my walls are pretty bare, and I'm stressed.
Moving sucks.
Moving sucks, especially in the winter with a 9-month-old. So if only we could have seen that coming. If only we could have thought ahead, but, you know.
I didn't know you had a 9-month-old. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. She's
Sure.
a lot.
I've heard you mention your daughter, but I wasn't sure on the age. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's fun stuff.
Yeah, especially moving. Cool.
Oh, yeah. How's it going there? I saw Sarah's in here, and she's probably in the room.
She is. She's over there.
Yeah, there it is.
I haven't managed to get her on camera with me yet. I don't know. Maybe it's, well, Christmas Eve for sure.
Well,
Yeah, she's also baking cupcakes for my job, so
You could set up a mirror behind you so she's in the trajectory of the camera.
What?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. You're a smart guy. Tell me a little bit about you, Easton. I think most of the folks watching right now are watching. They follow you. But tell us about Easton Hawk.
So one thing I love to plug about me is that if you follow me on any social media, you pretty much know I'm obsessed with horror and sci-fi. My favorite movies are Alien and The Thing. I force that on people. I play drums. I've been playing drums for about 14 years now. I'm 26. So art, drums, and then, yep.
Okay.
That's pretty much like the entire thing. It's just a duality between being a musician and an art guy on top of family life and a full-time job.
Wow. I remarked on your age because you've accomplished a tremendous amount for somebody who's 26. So that's why sorry, that was
It depends on who you are.
a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Well, I stick in these circles like with the cryptid and paranormal people because anywhere else in my walking life, all of my knowledge is useless. So if you
so, or that people have just yet to perceive the true value?
We'll see. It might open up. You never know.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, right.
Brian 2011 Rogers confirmed, yes, we are. Yes, they're here for you, Easton. So,
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
thank you for joining me tonight. Horror and sci-fi are the greatest, Jonathan Baumler says. I agree very strongly. And Sarah, I don't know who that is. We have a cat named Ripley because of Alien. That's true. She's
Should have named her Jonesy, but should have named her Jonesy.
Oh, that would have been good. Well, I wanted her to have strong female role models. And
okay, you're right. Jonesy was always the crux of all the bullshit going on.
Yeah, this cat, she liked me much most of the time, but she's a good. Okay, all right. I'll see you later. Okay.
Watch her mutilated on camera with me.
Thank you for tuning into Strange Conversations. I'm gonna. So your art kicks ass. It's really, really good. I put that in the note I sent you because I wanted to make sure that was. Not getting your prints was one of the 3 things at Cryptid Con that I failed to do that I wish I had done. So
thinking about it, getting ready to do events and everything. If I was just walking by and I saw somebody selling 18 by 12 inch prints, I would think, what a pain in the goddamn ass it is to carry these very foldable, traceable items around while I'm at a very crowded convention. So I don't blame you whatsoever.
No, we were actually talking about it on the way home. Matthew Shang says it is. Actually, I had someone carry some stuff to their car after the event, and one of them was your Kentucky Goblins print.
Oh, awesome.
And great effort was expended to try and keep the rain off.
Yeah, right. Well, I work, my job is I manage a print shop. So it's like Dunder Mifflin on The Office, but large scale. So it's mostly like construction documents. So we're using like big badass printers, and we use like 500-foot rolls of paper. So I get on average probably like 12 to 15 just useless 3-inch core rolls of cardboard out of those. And I've worked there for 3 years now. In the first year and a half, I've been like, we just recycle these. What could I possibly do with all of these tubes? So I use them for shipping, and I keep thinking, oh, I should take these to conventions so I can roll them up and people have them secured and can walk around with them. But loading my car with 15 by 3-inch tubes on top of tables or displays or product itself doesn't work. So
understandable.
Who's to say? I already bagged them kind of like a comic book, but I should probably start boarding them so it'll be easier. But again, I do full-size prints, and you get what you get. You know the risk.
Sure.
So watching people just kind of shove them into tote bags, kind of like.
But then the corners get bent and.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I mean, I do size them specifically so you can either keep that white border around it and it's 12 by 18, or you can cut the border and it's 11 by 17. So if the corner does get bent, you can shear it off and still have the full image.
I wouldn't have thought of that. Okay.
I'm a print guy.
Yeah. Jonathan Baumler says, I have the Kentucky Goblins one. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I was definitely, so being that I have a full-time job and children and music and a life outside of doing all of this, I'm not cranking out as much work as I want to, like Jonathan Dodd or something but yeah, I really wanted to shoehorn the Goblins in before heading down to Kentucky, so I was glad I was able to at least do that.
They're awesome, man. Yeah, the response from what I saw was huge. Those people seemed really enthusiastic about it. Speaking of Cryptid Con, Kentucky, how was that? I'm going to jump around a little bit in the notes I sent.
It's your show.
Huh?
It's your show.
No, man, this is our show. We're doing this. This is cooperative.
All right.
How was that event for you? On the whole, just your experience?
It was a lot of fun. So that's technically the second event that I've done. I did Cryptid Bash back in August with Moth Boys, and that was a blast. That was a nice little like debut into that scene. So that definitely like got my gears working, and like, oh, I need to do this next time, or I need to bring this next time, or start to get a feel of how to set up at these things, and how to drop dead weight on stuff that I don't need to travel with and all that stuff. But Cryptid Con was a blast. I didn't know what to expect. I could have probably done like research on the event center itself, because that would probably be a good idea. But
it was though, like,
yeah, I mean, I didn't expect the paddock room to be literally like a football field away down a hallway. So
yeah.
if I wasn't placed strategically across from one of the heavy hitter guests, I would have been a lot more worried, because they didn't really put like signage up besides that giant Jim Beam bottle that had a small Cryptid Con logo on the top of it.
Sure, I was following the right signs, because
yeah, exactly.
There's liquor this way, but where? Yeah.
But all in all, it was a great time. So I mean, any excuse to like get together with the crew, especially it was only like a 4-hour drive for me, so it was kind of a no-brainer. But yeah, getting to see everybody in the same place. I mean, honestly, like the after party thing is almost what I look forward to more than anything, so that we can all like not be in businessman mode and businesswoman mode. And but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of people that I've been trying to like catch for a while, but we all live states away, so like I'm losing names because I'm on the spot and it's live and there's 6 people watching.
I know, I do the same thing. I'll have all these people I want to call out, and then I'm like,
yeah, right,
all of them.
yeah, exactly. So there were a lot of people I wanted to meet, and I got to meet. So
yeah,
Micah Hanks in particular, I was really, really excited to meet Micah Hanks.
Yeah, I didn't know you were a Micah Hanks fan.
Oh, absolutely.
This year of his, a little bit of an older one, but like honestly changed the way I think about UFOs and the possibility of travel.
Yep, that's a Micah Hanks book. It's so cryptic.
Yeah, the UFO Singularity. Highly recommend it. There's some, if I remember correctly, about 2012 in here, so like I said, it's a little bit dated. No, it's a great book. It doesn't even matter. It's an amazing book. Yeah, that was one of my big moments too. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I've been a fan for a while.
Yeah, so Micah Hanks, Jamie Snell, I tell you what, I'm losing names.
I do the same thing. I had to re-record segments of our
yeah, right. So
okay, let this person
in the moment. I don't know what it is about just being on camera, and like, I don't know. Any other time I can drop these names like it's hot, and nobody knows what I'm talking about, but here I am in a situation where probably people know what I'm talking about, and
we do, yeah.
So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got to bring my buddy Joey down, and he's always a hoot to be around. So
yes,
yeah, so it was a good time.
That guy is fun. I recall hanging out with you guys at the after party, and I was trying to smoke a cigarette.
Oh yeah,
I very loudly and drunkenly proclaimed "cowboy style" and lit it up.
And then I'm pretty sure we have that picture of us standing there and me just pointing at your broken cigarette hanging from your mouth.
Yes, so. That's scared to promo this event. That's yeah, Joey's a cool guy. I'm assuming he'll see this at some point. So
probably.
Oh, you're a good man. So you mentioned you were right across kind of one of the headliner names at Cryptid Con. Yeah, tell me about that.
I was right across from the Mountain Monsters guys, and like, I don't want to be rude, but like, I don't like them, and then I don't like the show, and so being across from their hooting and hollering table, and like the droves of people that like lined up to meet them, like they're just all in character and making a circus out of the place, and it was a lot. I'm pretty collected and quiet, and just trying to talk about all this nerd shit that I never get to talk about. So yeah, them like hollering and doing like Yeti calls and everything the entire time was kind of annoying. But I do appreciate how many children adore them, and like how much it like introduces another generation to this culture, this subculture. So in that way, I will applaud them. But yeah, it was a lot, and it was very overstimulating because it was just like pretty much anytime they're at the table, it was just a nonstop stream of screaming and hollering. So it was fine.
Oh, like, was the line for their little corner over there wrapped around the room at certain points? It was
right.
Like, where is the line, and where can I just walk around?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and another like nice byproduct of that is that when they got through the signing table, I was conveniently right there. So they would like go through the signing and then turn around, and then my dinky little table's right there. So I at least got plenty of like looks and sales and business card pickups and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
it could have been much worse, but as soon as I got the schedule, like the week before, and I saw what was to come, I was like, you know, having a Michael Scott-esque, like lots of loud sighs and like, you know, being over dramatic about it. So, but it was fun.
Pros and cons, I guess, you know, because it was a congested corner of the space. Yeah.
It could always be worse.
Sure.
So I'm just going to keep saying it that way. And maybe next year I'll be in a nice, you know, calm area. Like, I don't know what the room was called, but where Eugene was and Small Town Monsters. And
that was the ballroom.
Okay. Whatever that was, I kept telling people that like, this is the kind of environment I want to be in, where like, it's almost like street fair market style.
Yeah.
Instead of it just being a giant gymnasium of tables and people. Like I think it was also the lighting. I think the lighting in that room was much better, seeing as how the ceiling wasn't, you know, 25 feet up.
It's kind of like a basketball court almost.
Yeah, pretty much. It just reminded me of a gym. And I think the pool was right next to it. So I don't know if they like host events and stuff like that, but yeah.
Well, with the space they have, I'll get to that. But I do
right.
is limited in what it can, you know, accomplish.
I am glad I got to be part of the paddock room hunks. So that's another big kudos.
One of these.
Yeah.
This is not.
You were the first one to fill it up, weren't you? With signatures?
Say again, sorry.
You were the first one to fill that up with signatures, weren't you? You got to ring the bell. Oh yeah.
Sarah says the only one. I can't confirm that, but
I can't confirm it either. I was too busy hearing the hoots and hollers, and I couldn't hear the cowbell. So, what do you know?
No, this is actually not my signed copy. I have that one in storage until I can get a frame for it.
Good idea.
The other copy that's not signed that we have up, you know, there's two of us, so we end up with two of everything. Most.
Perfect.
That's a good thing. Did you run out of any prints at Cryptid Con? Were any of them really big sets than the others, or were you like, I need to bring more of this one this time? Just curious.
Right. So going into this, I did Cryptid Bash. I did a small paranormal event in Peru, Indiana, which is only like 20 minutes away from me. So I was like, that's strange that this little podunk town would have a paranormal thing. But it was mostly like ghost hunters. Like I got a few. It wasn't like heavy traffic for me. It was all like, you know, people talking about lampshades falling off and, you know, pictures cracking and stuff like that. And
hear that?
People that are tuning in that don't know, I am a pretty big skeptic. I just enjoy all of this. So
sure.
So you can send hate mail to. I'll give my address out after the end of this. So I'm only here for another few weeks. So you can send all your hate mail here, and whoever buys this house can see how much of a big piece of shit that I am through all the droves of hate mail that come in. I definitely expected Kentucky Goblins to be the big one, and it was. But surprisingly, I started scraping the bottom of the barrel for my Flatwoods monster print.
Hmm.
So it was surprising. Mothman, I always assume, is going to be pretty good, since that's like kind of kicking Bigfoot's ass in the top tier like race. I don't know why there's like a huge like resurgence of Mothman because of like TikTok, I'm guessing, and like Fallout 76.
I think Fallout has played a role for sure, because the Mothman Museum carries Fallout 76 merchandise.
Right. Which is really cool. The last time I got to go, they started doing the Fallout 76 vault locations, whatever it's called. So
Yeah.
it is cool.
I was what's the purpose to this? Okay, yeah. Here I have.
Yeah, I got one too with my Mothman blend Silverbridge coffee bag somewhere up there.
Which, speaking of the Silver Bridge, I didn't realize.
Yeah, today's the anniversary.
It's the anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The
Moment of
54 years?
that's say again.
Is that 54-year anniversary?
I
I saw
7, and I'm not that good at math.
went down in 67. So yeah, we're like 54, 55, somewhere in there. I'm not gonna do math. I'm not gonna look like math.
We're just
I'm
gonna
not
right. You know. But yeah, today's the anniversary of the bridge collapse, so
gonna,
very interesting. Let's see. We found it here, which I love. You were asked pretty recently to do a poster for Small Town Mothman.
Yeah, for the Mothman Festival. And you know what happened? Jeff giveth and Jeff taketh away. So it I did that for Seth, like on the fly, and then super on the fly, I had to recreate it to fit I don't remember what the theater's called. The theater in Flatwoods for the Braxy Bazaar, I think, or the Flatwood Monster. I don't know what they call it. But yeah, it was really cool. I got to meet Seth at Cryptid Bash, and I was working on it then. So, he pitched it to me, and then it was like crunch time after that.
Okay.
So,
how did that? Did he approach you, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think he shared a bunch of my stuff, so we were already like, in contact, me just thanking him for throwing my stuff out there, and then he hit me up about doing a design for the movie showings for like the I don't know what they call it. I don't have it anymore. Nope. They have like a pre-Mothman Festival like party where they play a couple of Seth's movies in the theater, in the State Theater, and then it's kind of like the kickoff for the next day. But yeah, I got to go do a cool little poster for them, and then, like I said, Jeff, the guy that runs the whole thing, kind of pulled the plug just for COVID concerns, and it's responsible. And so I know a lot of people that they really like bank on that festival, so I can only imagine what a bummer that would be, especially weeks leading up where you're stocking all of your stuff and spending a ton of money to get ready for that, and then it just falls out beneath you.
It was pretty close. I don't remember the cancellation, but it was pretty.
Yeah, I mean, it was close enough to where Seth got the poster and announced it, and then just a few days later I had to change it. So
yeah. I remember talking to Seth at Cryptid Bash, where I also met him there for the first time, and he was still not sure what's going to happen.
Right.
Oh, how many people I need to hire? I don't know.
Yeah. So it stinks, but I mean, I definitely respect Jeff's choice to not run it again this year. Plus, I'm sure it takes so much work to get something like that together for a town that size to like open the doors for 10,000 to 15,000 people every year. So yeah. I definitely get it.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, better to. I mean, we could weigh opinions all day, but I agree with you. Err on the side of caution. Err on the side of safety. Yeah. Do what you got to do. Let's see. Man, I was going to ask you something else. Oh, I'd love to talk about books, because I feel like you're at least a little of a book based on some of our previous conversations.
For the most part, probably not as much as you think I am, but I'm not a big like fiction reader. I definitely like nonfiction, or if it is like a fictitious storyline, I love like graphic novels for because believe it or not, I have kind of a shit imagination. So when I have to imagine what the scene is going to look like, um, it's lackluster.
I would not guess that based on your art.
Those are very rare glimpses of Eureka. So, but yeah,
I've never
I
heard
like.
I've never heard an artist say, "I don't have an imagination."
They wouldn't. You don't. That's not something you do. But I would say it's pretty true. I like run almost 100% on like pop culture references. So anything that is creative, it was just stolen and stitched together with 1,000 other pop culture elements to create this thing that I made up in my head. Okay. So that's kind of why all of my posters are pretty much homage to sci-fi posters from the 60s and 70s.
I was going to ask about that. I was going to ask if your style was... I've heard some artists don't like to necessarily discuss their influences and stuff. I try to approach this gingerly, but I was going to ask if your style is inspired by some of those older sci-fi posters, because I always think of the Forbidden Planet and you know,
yeah, and
some of those...
the crawling eye, and you know, the thing from another world, and yeah, the day the world stood still. All those like old, like, you know, flash color. I love all the stupid weird typefaces that they used for the title blocks and everything. And so yeah, I've always been really drawn to that kind of stuff. A huge inspiration was like Bernie Wrightson. He did a really cool Frankenstein adaptation. I can't even tell you when. He did a bunch of Swamp Thing stuff. Mike Plug, he was a concept artist that did a bunch of stuff for Swamp Thing. He did John Carpenter's The Thing, all of the storyboard like rendering. Let's see, Jack Kirby, he was a big like Tales from the Crypt guy. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
No, I was good. The Thing is also one of my favorite movies. I mentioned it earlier.
Oh yeah,
forgot about that.
My teeny tiny little where are you?
Yeah.
Starts of a shrine up here with some toys, and I found this really cool comic book a while ago.
Wow. Half price books, baby. Yeah.
Half price books, can't beat it.
Can't.
So yeah, artists like that, more contemporary people. I'm not a huge manga guy, but I love Junji Ito and his style, especially after learning that he was a dental like technician and would just like customize his brushes and his pen nibs and everything because he has the tools to make, you know, veneers and shit. So learning that he gets the like end product through just like, you know, on the fly customizing his tools is really cool to me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, before he started doing comics and art full time, he was like a dental technician.
Okay.
Who else? I love Trevor Henderson. I know he's really big right now. He's the guy that made like Siren Head and Cartoon Dog, and my kids love all those like meme monsters. So all those weird like internet, the like found footage type stuff where, you know, you take a grainy photo and you brush in.
Some of the Siren Head stuff. It's a nerd.
Yeah, it's good. So I mean, that's awesome.
It's cool.
That's a legacy in itself right there. Like, and I don't know. I love like modern myth making. So like I was really into the whole Slender Man mythos that was like built literally right in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
Like a decade or so ago. So I think that's really cool. So maybe one day I'll be able to do that.
What's that other one? The Rake? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, that was like one of those creepy pastas that kind of took another like life of its own, or like Killer Jeff. There's like a whole. I wish someone. So this is gonna take a weird dark turn. I say that I really wish somebody would make like a documentary about that era of the internet. And I said the same thing about like a Where Are They Now for all of the weird snuff videos that would go like circling around in like earlier social media.
Mhm.
And then we got that one documentary, Don't Fuck with Cats. And
Yeah.
that's pretty much exactly what I was looking for, but it was way less satisfying seeing as how, you know,
Yeah.
things turned out the way they did. But like that kind of style. So if anybody in the 6 people that are watching want to make a documentary,
I got 8.
we got 8 now. Okay. If anybody wants to make a documentary about that weird little subset of the internet where creepypasta like started to flourish and become what it is now, I would absolutely love that.
You could do a post for that.
I could do the poster.
I can
I
see.
could do the research.
You should.
Somebody just make a visual. That's all I want. I have a shit imagination, like I said. So,
You just put this whole concept together, so
right here, right now.
I don't know. Tell us a little bit about your musical career. I'd like to get into that at least for a moment or two here.
Yeah, so like I said, I've been playing drums for about 14 years. When I started middle school, you either get to do choir or band, something along those lines to fill that credit. And my mom actually played bass drum in marching band throughout high school. So she already had like a starter, like snare set and everything. So I was already interested, and like it was in our closet. So whenever my parents would let me, I would be able to play it. And then started playing drums in middle school and really liked it. So I played all through high school, played in jazz band, played in marching band, played in pep band, all that stuff. So after I graduated, I just kept playing, and I'm a big like gear head. So I was always buying new gear and buying new drum sets or flipping drum sets and that stuff. And then I started playing in like actual like gigging bands when I was probably 16 or 17. Um, I've been in I haven't been in that many. I've probably been in like 6 or 7 bands. And
6 or 7.
I mean, that's 10 years. 6 or 7 bands in 10 years. That's pretty small. I play in 2 concurrently right now, with 3 as kind of a here and there. So one is called Tuesday Atlas, which is like an alternative rock like emo thing. It's almost like it's like Brand New or like Modest Mouse or like Manchester Orchestra, like that kind of stuff. The other one is Dormant, which is like a progressive rock, math rock with some like weird metal stuff in there. Like The Fall of Troy or Between the Buried and Me or Chon, like that kind of stuff. And then the band that I kind of do stuff with every once in a while is called Code of Violence, which is just like a straight up like lughead hardcore group of just burnt out hardcore guys in Fort Wayne, Indiana, where so it's just like ass beater riffs and blast beats and stuff like that. It's just, you don't have to think about it type stuff.
So you're hitting a couple of genres. You're hitting several aspects of it.
Yeah, I think that's more or less why I play in 3 bands at the same time, because I like blast beats and doing nonsense, and then I also like pretty like calculated weird time signature type stuff, and then I like just straight up alt rock and like just grooving in the pocket, so to speak, like drum wise, that kind of stuff. So I try to keep it pretty well balanced. I learned how to play drum set in jazz band, so I love like anything in that like realm. I feel like that was starting there. You can pretty much play anything after that. So my music is definitely more heavier stuff. So that's probably why I tried to gravitate towards that. But it's not as fun as playing more like mellow, serving the music rather than just being as loud and fast as possible type stuff.
Okay. Matthew asked, what gear do you use?
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said. You cut out for a second.
I have really bad timing. I'm still trying to work that out with this whole.
You're fine. Well, it doesn't help that there's like a lag. I don't know if it's just because I don't know what happened. I'm not seeing like comments as they come in, so I don't know if anybody's saying stuff in real time or not.
It does that to me sometimes. Yeah. On me.
And then everybody thinks I'm a dick, and then I get more hate mail. So.
I guess if there's any moral tonight, it's send hate mail to your current address. So,
right. So when I get out of Dodge, they're just like, I don't know what this guy did. He must have been a city politician that stole taxpayer dollars. He just keeps on getting hate mail.
These people really hate Easton.
And I know it's hate mail because they don't. There's no lipstick mark. So these aren't love letters. These are just like anger, hate letters. These have to be hate letters.
I don't feel safe living here.
They're visibly oily. So, what did Matthew ask?
Matthew asked, "What gear do you jam with?" Peavy? Question mark.
I play drums, so I love like classic style drums, which is my main. Like the last 4 kits I've had are Ludwig, so I'm jamming a Ludwig kit with Peisty cymbals, which is like a big John Bonham like classic like combination. But like I said, I'm a gearhead, so I'm always looking for the next thing.
Okay.
Was that Matt Shang that asked that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I shouldn't have given him the information.
Sorry, I didn't. Boy, Matt. Where can people catch you? Coming up, gigs, art things.
So right now, the only things that I'm actually like solidly planning on are Cryptid Bash, hopefully Mothman Festival, and then Cryptid Con. Up here, so I live in northeast Indiana, and Churubusco is right outside of Fort Wayne, and that's where the Beast of Busco story comes from. So they have a thing called Turtle Days in the summer, and I'm hopefully going to go there. I don't know if that's like a big art to do or what, but I mean, it's cryptid related, so I figured hopefully by then I can spit out an Oscar the Turtle design and run that up there.
I don't know that story.
So Churubusco, Indiana, it's a pretty small town right outside of Fort Wayne, and the story was that there was a farmer that was selling his farmland, and he like pretty much subtly mentioned that, oh, by the way, there's a 6-foot wide snapping turtle that lives in this little pond on the property. And the guy that bought the property off of him was pretty much, it sounded like he only bought it to hunt this turtle and like make a spectacle out of it. And then it was a situation where like he made a spectacle out of it, so people were driving on his property and trying to catch this thing or look at this thing, and the fields are getting completely mowed over with car tracks and tires, and so he can't use the land to like actually farm, so he's pretty much driving himself into the ground with this whole thing. And then yeah, it's just like it's a really cool, like almost like Hallmark type movie. Like it could be a movie if somebody decided to like build a narrative out of it, but that's pretty much it. It's just like greedy shithead buys farmland to hunt for a turtle. Turtle eludes him or is not real. Guy loses his, pretty much just like drives his life into the ground. That's pretty much start to finish.
It's like the white whale except the turtle. Reminds me of the Ogua out of Virginia, which was also a snapping turtle.
Interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about then. Yeah. I assume that there were like substantial like sightings, but who knows? Like the farmer that owned it, his name was Oscar, and that's what the turtle was named after. He pretty much sounded like he like coexisted with it, like he acknowledged it and like just let it be. So while this guy was trying to like drag the lake and like drain the thing so he could find it, like this guy just let him be. And it's a snapping turtle, so it can find water, so it could have just slipped out in the night, and if it was a thing, just go on somewhere else. Yeah, that's a cool story. I read I probably have it. somewhere around here. I read David Weatherly's Monsters at the Crossroads, which is part of his like United States cryptid series, and I learned so many stories that somehow I have never heard while living in Indiana my entire life. So yeah, he's like whatever he does next, I have to like sink my teeth into.
David Weatherly, man, he's like,
wildly prolific.
Yeah, he's like an endless amount of knowledge and experience in the street.
I love it.
Like, I had the really cool opportunity to interview him for Paranormality magazine a few months back, and I remember coming away from that conversation and just being like,
"That's awesome."
I could have asked him questions for hours.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, excuse me, his like repertoire is just so like vast that he is like, I imagine he's one of like the easiest people to talk to. Not even about like paranormal anything, just like he's a guy that can relate to or like have a story that relates to anything and just like keep a conversation going.
Yeah. All day. In my experience, very amicable, very friendly, down to earth.
Yeah.
Well, if you got any other questions, just email me. Reach out anytime. So,
yeah, exactly. So
like, man. Well, speaking of asking questions for hours, Easton, I could probably keep you on here all night, but I don't want to do that to you. You've been very generous with your time. I'm sure your family would like me to bugger off and let you return to them.
Well, now that you're kicking me off, I have to go back to cleaning and scrubbing the floor, getting ready for this house to be shown tomorrow. So love that.
Talking to the phone, for another.
That is true. I could just put on some random male voice and my wife wouldn't know any wiser because the door's closed. I could just be talking to, Samuel L. Jackson on YouTube. Just listen to Samuel L. Jackson interviews. But
just talk back to it. Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly.
No, please thank your wife for us for, giving you.
Oh yeah, will do. I brought her flowers home tonight, so hopefully that sweetened the deal too.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I brought her home flowers tonight too in preparation for this. So hopefully that gets me somewhere. And she's not mad as I walk out of here. But we prepped for this. I was like, I have this interview in an hour. I'm going to put the baby to bed, and then I will be done lickety split.
Well, that's almost an hour, which is not so much lickety split. But thank you.
It's fine. Yeah, thank you so much. This is fun. Like I said, I wish that the Cryptid crew would do like a monthly, bi-monthly Zoom meeting where we can all just talk over each other and have the aura of the after party time. So we're all just
schedule it. I'll be there. I'll go.
All right. I guess I'll put this on my shoulders on top of moving and reading hate mail and feeding a baby and all that stuff. So
okay, one of us should do it. All right. But yes, this community is an amazing thing, and I'm genuinely appreciative of having the chance to connect with you this year. You're an awesome guy. So thanks for jumping on here.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to 2022 and hopefully seeing you at a couple more of these events.
Heck yeah, dude. We'll be there. We'll be
absolutely. So cool, man. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for gassing me up.
Yes, sir. I'll talk with you again.
Sounds good, man. See ya.
All right. See you, Easton. Just a quick wrap up thing. I'll be back Friday with Mothboy Matthew Shang of the Moth Boys podcast. And then we're going to take a break from these for the year because, I don't want to take anybody from their friends and family during the holidays. Why would I want to do that? I'm not a narcissist. All right. I love you guys. See you later. See you Friday. Bye.